Hey there, my name is Dali, the creator of the Diversity and Anti-Bullying Academy and owner of Dalitalks LLC. Today I am going to give you a book review of Antonio Lumley's Brook and Brax Undercover Ninjas. It is a YA book that talks a little bit about bullying, and of course, because that is within my area of specialty, I decided to give it a try when Antonio offered to send me a copy for free and give him my thoughts on it, and he has agreed that I should share this with you. So here we go. So first I want to mention that the book is not a very heavy read. It is very appealing to those who like anime because of the style of the graphics. And it's got 142 or so pages, and the book includes some illustrations that are kind of like comic book based. And the illustrator is Mark Renee. So, Mark Renee, well done. All right, so let's get to the book. Now, I felt like this book was a little bit of a slow starter. Maybe that was because of me, because I'm not a young middle schooler or a boy, because another thing that I noticed is that this book is probably most likely going to be appealing to boys rather than girls because of the images. And it had a few terms in there that I was not familiar with. So terms like a sensei and a dojo, those are related to the martial arts field. And the book storyline has a lot of that in there. I mean, that's the main thing about it. It's the use of martial arts for self-defense, which is wonderful. And of course, the theme of using your skills for self-defense or to help others. So that was really good. I love that I had the upstander theme in there. You know, the idea that you should stand up for others and not just for yourself. I also love that in the story, how it begins is that Brook and Brack are targeted by bullies, and they decide to do something about it by empowering themselves through the martial arts. So they train for years, and then it comes to the point to where they have been kind of blindsided because they've been so focused on their training and on them that they don't realize that a bully has literally taken over almost every aspect of their school, and they're pretty much terrorizing the school community. So the book includes really good action. I love the outfits that Antonio created for them. They have these really cool ninja outfits that I think the readers will enjoy. And it has a bit of a magical element in there, you know, a little sci-fi, which I love sci-fi. So I found it, entertaining. The things that I didn't really like so much is that, number one, there was no female character in the book at all until the very end. I mentioned the lack of representation of girls in the book because there's already a huge disparity of main characters that are female in books up to date. So I believe that that was a missed opportunity. I think that girls can be the protagonists just as well as boys. However, just so that you know, he did share with me, though, that the reason he did not include girls in his first book was because she didn't want it to seem like he advocated male on female violence. Though, let me tell you, look forward to part 2 of this book. Antonio was telling me a little bit about it. It will include girls, and I think that you're going to love it. He gave me the gist of it, and it sounds amazing. So I am already looking forward to part 2. The other thing that I think would have been really nice to see in the book is that there is no real talk about trauma, about the trauma caused by the bullies, and there's no real talk about solutions to helping the victim. And honestly, there's also no real help mentioned for the bully. The only thing is, the bully ends up being taken away by authorities, but there's no real talk about how the bully is going to be helped. There's only, the whole notion of, okay, they stopped the bully has been taken away, but we don't know what happens after that. There also was no discussion in regards to how to help the victim after the trauma. I think that's something very important, but I'm pretty sure that Antonio is going to address that in his next book. I like that Antonio really focuses on describing the background story of the bully. And I think this is very important because when I teach bullying to parents and children, I make sure that they understand why some kids bully. And usually it has a lot to do with home life. Sometimes it's about who they hang out with. And the story here does describe the bully's home life. It is not very good. And it's like from a psychological standpoint, I can totally understand why this child has resorted to bullying as a way to cope. The other thing is that the bully also has his own posse of followers. And that's another element. I think that's another layer that could have been talked about more, but it does kind of say it in the storyline, that, the followers follow that bully for a certain reason. And usually that is for reasons of survivalhood. It's the either beat them or join them idea, or, a sense of community, and maybe even just feeling pressured to join the bullies tribe. The other thing that I really liked, because it's very rare to see, is that Antonio included a victim of bullying that has a disability. And I feel like this is really important because this is something that happens all the time. If you speak to any person with a disability or with a difference, whether it's a learning or a physical difference, they will tell you that, yes, some people have bullied them. And maybe it wasn't really, really bad, but at one point or another, they have experienced it. And I like that he includes a person of disability in the book because usually they are ignored or not seen in storylines like these. Another thing that I felt like was a little unrealistic is the level of control and dominance that the bully has over the entire school. I mean, it is a make-believe story, so I just went with it. But I do like some of my sci-fi to be a little believable in a unreal world, if that makes any sense. The other thing that I feel like could have been talked about is a solution to bullying that does not include violence. In the book, they have to use martial arts skills in order to make the bully stop. But I feel like, maybe different examples could have been given throughout the book, or, in different scenes where a nonviolent method could have been used to stop, maybe not the main bully, but maybe somebody else. Because sometimes bullies who have a very large influence will not be stopped by words or, in other nonviolent methods. Sometimes, unfortunately, it takes something drastic to bring them down. Overall, I think that Antonio did a wonderful job with bringing in action and the imagination and telling the story of two boys who empower themselves and stand up for themselves and others. So very well done. Thank you, Antonio, for writing this book. I think it's full of entertainment, action. It has really good messages of empowering oneself, of standing up for others. And I look forward to the second book. I look forward to learning more about the female characters that you have in book 2. I just can't wait to read it. So there you have it. That is my review in regards to Antonio Lumley's Brook and Brax. So there it is, folks. Go ahead and check out Antonio Lumley's book, Brook and Brax Undercover Ninjas. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. If you just type in the name of the book, it'll pop up on many different sites. Check it out, give it a try, and be on the lookout for book number 2. I'm not sure what the title will be, but as soon as I find out, I will be announcing it on my page. If you read the book, please let me know. Let me know what your favorite takeaways are from the book and the favorite scenes. And don't forget to support this local author. Antonio Lumley is on LinkedIn, but you can also support him by purchasing the book. You can gift it for holidays, birthdays, or whatever occasion. Don't forget to leave Antonio a book review and support him in that way. That way, he gets inspired by you so he can continue to write amazing stories. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Come on over to Dalitalks.com, subscribe to my newsletter so that you can get insider scoops and weekly updates. Until next time.